This is Feijoa sellowiana, Pineapple Guava. Don't know if I said that exactly right, but Pineapple Guava is what we all know this one by. And it's an evergreen shrub. It's hardy down to around 0 degrees Fahrenheit and can take a lot of heat as well, so can handle hot inland valleys. And so I'm in Northern California, and also I've seen this in Southern California. It's used as a large shrub. And the group you're seeing here, one of the reasons I'm showing it is because I'm not a huge fan of this, because I think there's other plants in a landscape situation that I can use a more controlled size for a plant. We'll get to the other benefits, but you can see that it has some irregularity to it. It has kind of holes in the bottom and throughout the plant. And so for me, it's a hard plant from a design perspective to use and to predict what will happen with it. And this is about designing with plants. And so that's really why I wanted to show this particular example, because it does have a fair amount of irregularity. If you want a dense, uniform shrub, this is not one that I would recommend for that. So you can see a close-up of the fruit here. This is young fruit taken in early summer, and these tend to set their fruit in late spring. And also look at the leaves. The leaves are this greenish, kind of medium green, and then the underside of the leaves is a gray color. So see some of the backs of the leaves there flipped over. And so getting to the fruit. It's an edible fruit, and actually the flower petals are edible. I remember learning that in plant class, and that was the only time I remember them talking about that on a shrub, certainly. And you can also see there is a lot of fruit on this plant. This plant's just growing in a green belt in a subdivision, and saw it there. So a lot of free fruit for whoever wants that. Not many people even realize that this is good edible fruit. The fruit is about 2 to 4 inches long, kind of oblong the way you saw, and usually is ripe in late summer and through the fall, depending on how warm of an area you live in. Where I live, and it's a hot inland valley, during the summer we get in the 90s and 100 Fahrenheit. This fruit is typically ripe around late summer. And the book says it takes 4 to 7 months to ripen, depending on how warm it is where you live, and they typically bloom in spring as it gets warm coming out of winter. So full sun is what they prefer. The plant gets large. It's listed at 10 to 25 feet high and wide. So if you're using this as a informal shrub, I would recommend that you plant these kind of 6 feet on center so that you get a decent amount of infill. And the ones you're looking at here are anywhere from 4 to 7 or 8 feet high. And again, kind of irregular here. But that's not bad. I mean, if you're knowing what you're getting and you're using it as an informal kind of barrier plant, I think it works for that. Not deer resistant as far as I know, and if you're using it for fruit, it's fairly drought tolerant once it's established, but if you're using it for fruit, then you want to give it more regular water. That's what I can tell you about pineapple guava, Feijoa sellowiana. Enjoy.